6 a.m. Today is anterior and posterior chain day. So we work the front and the back of our body in kind of opposite contrasting ways. So we're starting today off. There's only 2 banded moves that are in the room. So the bands are around the squat racks, and we're starting with curls. Okay, so the band, so I'm facing away from the squat rack, and I'm pulling those bands into a curl. Okay, so we've got, on that, the rep is 10 to 12, and we're doing both bilaterally, and then just go back, and then curl them up. Okay, trying to avoid from when we curl, especially because we're facing away from where the band is coming from, pulling our shoulders forward to curl. So pull those shoulders down and back, and then curl up for 10 to 12, and then you're gonna open up and do a fly. So you're here, and you're pulling that band together, okay? Squeezing that pencil between those pecs and trying to get as much activation in that chest as possible. You have 10 to 12 of that as well. So 10 to 12 curls, 10 to 12 flies, and then you come out here, and we have, it's a squat, push-up, jump squat. So we're gonna be in this squat position, and you're gonna kind of fall forward and do a push-up, and then push back up and jump, okay? So it's kind of a series, and you want to, as you go into that push-up, not let your back sway or your core fall out. So you're in that squat, fall, okay, push up, push back up into that squat, and then jump, okay? You have 6 to 8 of those. So you're just staying in one spot, you're not traveling. Then the next one is a reverse plank walk, hop, kneeling quad extension. So you're gonna start at the blue line or wherever, okay? And you're going to start in a plank and walk your hands back until you're in tabletop, and then kick your feet back, and then walk your feet back into a tabletop and kick your feet back. And you're doing that kind of inchworm move. You're gonna do 5 of those. Okay, so as soon as you get to 5, okay, walk into that tabletop, knees down, and then you're going to go into 5 quad extensions where you're coming back as far as you can, and you're using your quads to pull you forward. So then you'll do that again. So you'll either keep going the direction you're going, or turn around and do that again. So you're here, okay, feet are in a plank, walk those hands back into tabletop, feet go back, walk those feet back, okay? When you get to 5 here, 5 quad extensions, okay? So 10 total of each thing, each round. Then we have a banded deadlift. This is a more of a straight leg. Find a band. This is more of a straight leg Romanian type deadlift. So our feet are gonna be a little closer together, and there's not much bend in our knees. We're trying to get, and if this kettlebell doesn't go all the way to the ground, that's fine. Okay, so we're trying to keep our back nice and flat, our feet are together, and we're trying to keep that straight leg as much as possible so that we feel that stretch through the hamstring. You come up, then we're gonna go wide and squat down and come back, okay? Narrow, and then up. And so you're going to have deadlift, step 5 to one side, and then you're gonna do 5 on the other side. So you're basically counting the step outs. So it'll be 10 total deadlifts, 5 step outs on each side. That make sense?
Is it like step walk or just out?
No, it's a deadlift, and then a step out and back in, and then deadlift, you'll do all 5 on one side, and then switch and do 5 more on the other side. Then we have a kettlebell glute bridge pullover. So you guys can keep the band on for this if you want to add some more activation through your outer thighs and glutes in this glute bridge, but it's one of our more simple moves today. So we've just got this, I don't know if I can do a pullover with the yellow. Okay, so we've just got our legs up into that glute bridge and we're just pulling that kettlebell up and then, or over and then up, okay? So we're here and then pull it over, exhaling. So you're gonna inhale as that kettlebell goes back and then exhale as it comes up so that you're using your core to help you kind of stabilize as you pull that weight forward. You've got 12 total of those, then an alternating dumbbell bent over row. So kind of the same mechanics as our deadlift, okay? Our legs are gonna be a little straighter. We're not bent into a seated position. We're just kind of slightly bent. Back is nice and flat. We've got both dumbbells in our hands and we're just alternating our row. So here, here, you can widen your feet a little bit too if you want to make it a little more stable. But we're just alternating that row for 16 total. So each one is a rep. This is good and stabilizing wise, this is difficult. So we're doing tricep dips today on the tops of these plates. So what you're gonna wanna do is make sure that they're wide enough that you can fit between them, okay? Because you're gonna want your butt to go down between the plates, but not too wide that your hands are out here because we're trying to get into our triceps. So you've got to find kind of that sweet spot. Get your hands right on top. Feet are gonna stay bent. It's significantly harder if you straighten your legs to stabilize and to have the mobility in your shoulder. So I would say everyone at least on the first round before you're warmed up, start with your knees bent and you're just gonna go down and up into a tricep dip, keeping these plates upright. So inhale down, exhale up, keep that core nice and tight. If the plates are just not happening, Jamie brought out those benches and you can do the same thing on the benches, getting into those triceps. We'll just take the stabilizing element out of it when you use the bench, okay? So try them, play around with it, but feel free to modify it, especially on that one. And then we're just gonna have 1 to 2 field laps at the end. And today is just the list, so we're just gonna go through that list for 45 minutes until we're done.